A spokesperson for the Obidient movement was on Channels Television to talk more on Deji, trying to, defame Peter Obi. He went ahead to tell Deji if he feels he has any evidence, what has prevented him from writing to the EFCC and other authorities that after all these anti-graft agencies are on Twitter. It doesn't take him anything to send them an email, even right there on Twitter, if he feels he has any evidence against Peter Obi, instead of him to be moving from one platform to another to try to dent Peter Obi's image. So guys, so many people have come after Deji. I'm just going to allow you listen to this spokesperson that was on Channels Television. But before that, take a look at this snippet where Peter for Nigeria addressed Deji. I'm going to be adding other additional videos, after that of Channels Television finished playing, just for you to see that Deji must be hiding. I mean, he cannot survive what Nigerians are telling him. He just fooled himself at this point. Take your time, watch these videos, and let me know your honest reaction in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Now take a look.
Theater arts lawyer Deji Adeyonju, theater and media arts performing lawyer Barrister Deji. Brad Deji, stay one place so that God can use you for there. Barrister Deji, if you want to sign into APC as your new party, be man enough to do it with your full chest. You have the right to do so. Because if your mentors, people like Reno Mokri, Daniel Bwala can do it, you too can do it. You have the capacity to do so. What we no go allow is for you to use mischief to achieving your purpose. No use Peter Obi to do your audition. Because what you are doing is auditioning. You are doing stage performance for an audience. For me, as Peter for Nigeria, I would not want to give you prominence or join issues with what you say for two reasons. Number one, because your statements and your position can change per time depending on the circumstance. Number two, because you, Barrister Deji, like myself, you have no political capital. You cannot sway one polling unit. So there is no need investing time and energy in non-essentials. And the problems when Nigeria get past all these ones where you talk, we have serious issues to face. But we live in a country where there is high level of ignorance and people can get confused. So anytime there is mischief, we need to call it out. So my message is more to Nigerians than a response to Deji Adeyonju. Nigerians, make we leave distractions, focus on important things. But let me tell you, I beg, listen to me, Nigerians. Not everybody who criticizes a bad government is interested in a better country. A lot of people know hate corruption. It is who is involved in that corruption and how it benefits them. Naim matter. The same thing where person call corruption, once it begin to favor them, it can change to grace or testimony. You see this thing called criticizing government. Some people will only be in business for as long as there is bad government. Once you fix government, you put them out of business. So when you see person wake up every day, they criticize government, two things can happen. You fit build platform. You use that platform to continue to fight, make government good. And you can still use that platform to begin to support and work for the same bad government. So you should be very weary of people who go wake up every day, claim say you they criticize government. You will not provide any solution. You always talk about problem. Barrister Deji go tell you how weak cousin they work for INEC. Judiciary is bad. This is bad. You have your own personal life experience, but you will not work to getting the solution. Rather, people where they try to do their best to also support their country, you will begin to attack them. You go wake up one day, you go talk about APC for 1 hour. You will spend 5 hours talking about Peter Obi, who is a private citizen, who left government since 2015. 2014 as governor, 2015 as Security and Exchange Commission chairman. For more than 11 years, you continue to criticize or attack that person. So the thing where you are doing, you are the opposition of the opposition. Stop deceiving yourself. Stay one place. Let me make it clear to you and to Nigerians. The person when you attack Peter Obi, his competence or his character is not in question. It is not in contest. That issue has been completely settled and resolved. And I will give you why. Deji Adeyonju, you cannot even talk about fraud, because the greatest fraud or the most fraudulent person, na person where they use backdoor to support corruption and criminality. For you to even make the statement say if Peter Obi is on the ballot, you will rather vote for Tinubu, it tells everybody where you stand. Stop deceiving yourself, Barrister Deji Adeyonju. On the issue of calling somebody a fraud, the only people who can even question the integrity and the work of Peter Obi are two people. For 11 years since he left office, 2 people have been governors in Anambra State. Number one, Chief Wilberforce Obiano, he did US. Before he left to the US, he get 4 billion naira misappropriation of funds case with EFCC. The current one, Professor Soludo, where don't turn himself to Peter Obi's spirit husband. Every day they run him out like canary. 2023, he refused to, not support Peter Obi. He came out and wrote long epistle, they criticize him. He said that was part 1. Say if Nigerians do, he go release part 2. Barrister Deji, when Nigerians come back, wake up, say, oh yeah, bring part 2. Till today, Professor Solutions, he no bring part 2. He never resolve Agune Chamber to bring part 2. In fact, it was so bad so that his own son, Ozona, came out and say he no one involved in this political talk, but Obi is his own preferred candidate. I apologize for bringing the governor's son, because he said, I don't like to bring people who no get any hand, but he's the one who put out the statement. It is in public, and that is why I'm referencing it. So, Barrister Deji Adeyanju, now when they talk about Peter Obi, they talk about standards. When you talk about other politicians, there are no standards, because they are in moral turpitude, criminality on steroids. Not be Peter Obi, not one of the people where they were na APC, go Chicago University to confirm, say it's a known drug lord. So it is a non-starter. Stop being a distraction. Nigerians focus on important things. 2027, we have an election coming. The risk where they are for our own now is for us to rescue ourselves. Because ask yourself the question, if not for a corrupt INEC and corrupt Nigerian judiciary, will we be saying what we are saying? When I know how 2023 go now, the same people that are a beneficiary of a corrupt system, they don't see anything bad in it. And that is what people like Barrister Deji, you are enjoying. If not, you will be how many days on the bar? You will not be leading a panel in NBA conference when older lawyers in the bar sitting to listen to you. It's because you are a beneficiary of the corrupt and criminal dysfunctional Nigerian system. So you are looking for opportunity to score cheap political pounds. Oga, go and do your auditioning for yourself. Allow Nigerians to focus on important things. Nigerians, soldier don't kill another girl for Delta. Until we fix government, people go they cash out. People, charlatans will step in and continue to make a mockery of our lives, claiming to be speaking up or criticizing government, when in the meantime, you they talk about government for daytime, for backyard, you they work with them. Nigerians, let us focus. There is a lot going on in this country. Our problem past the day on you. Peter Obi is a private citizen. If he feels his person is being defamed, he can seek redress how he chooses to do it. Nigerians, let us focus on helping ourselves. Election they come. Our lives matter. God bless Nigeria. My name is Peter for Nigeria. Barrister Deji. So you no go even say you go vote for your brother Showore. You say you go vote for, you no be better person, Barrister Deji. Stay one place, may God use you. My name is Peter for this Nigeria.
Our previous guest spoke about when he was talking about the criticism of Mr. Peter Obi. That people are criticizing him that you know about particularly concerning the passport renewal and all of that, and that's not the only criticism. He's also gotten some clapbacks from people about his comments concerning the Rivers State elections and all of that. What do you make of all of that? First of all, his comments and the clapbacks that you've heard.
Well, it's not new that there are clapbacks to everything. I genuinely believe His Excellency Peter Obi could say water is good for the body, and the opposition would drum up some argument against that and say he's trying to water down Nigerians' opinions. That is not, it's not new. It's just a factor of fear. I mean, we all saw what's happening in Rivers State. We all saw what seems to be an unconstitutional overthrow of a democratic elected body. Now we're having elections under an undemocratic, administrator of the state. So I don't think there's anybody that really, who cares about democracy that would not speak out against what happened and what is happening in Rivers State. It's just unfortunate that politics has become such a toxic thing that we cannot call out things that are against that, because an attack on democracy is not an attack on His Excellency Peter Obi alone. It's an attack on every member of the democratic institution, including the ruling APC party. So the very people who are proponents for all these actions or all the things that are happening in Rivers State will also be the people who suffer from it later down the line.
I saw one of the things that you said about yourself, an outspoken governance advocate. And so let's speak to the governance part of it. Because for every environment, even though it is popularly said that there is nothing new under the sun, but then there are some things we have innovation. There are some things will still happen that would be like, wait, what's going on here? In the case of Rivers State, for instance, one of the complex dynamics here is this. On the one hand, as you said, and a number of people have said, this local government elections happened under an emergency, a state of emergency. It's a very novel thing. I don't think that has happened before in our polity, even be it democratic or military. But the other angle to it is that there is a tenure to every local government administration. They have to get out of the office at some point. Now, the Supreme Court has ruled that if you do not have a democratically elected local government system, you cannot get your local government resources. So now we seem to be standing between the devil and the deep blue sea. What do you say about that? It's an interesting dynamic, don't you think? It
is an interesting dynamic, but it has a very simple solution. Now, the reason why we're in this emergency situation is because the president declared it. He cannot declare it at any given time. If his priority is maintaining the democratic norms and ensuring we follow the Supreme Court's ruling or whatever, it is a very, very simple thing to simply bring the governor back in time for the local government elections to happen. It was a simple word that was given from his, and that is still being disputed in the courts, by the way. But he can simply go back on that. We are not in a tight corner. It's a very simple thing. The same way he woke up in the morning, wrote something out, gave an interview, and passed, he can also wake up in the morning and reverse it.
So he just reverses the state of emergency simply because of a local government election?
No, simply because it's unconstitutional and it's detrimental to democracy.
What is unconstitutional? The fact that he declared the state of emergency?
The state of emergency, removing the governor and all duly elected officials within that state. I am of the opinion that it is, unconstitutional. That is still being disputed in the courts, but I have my own strong opinions about that. But he certainly has taken this action and he can reverse it at any given time. Rivers is not better as a result of that decision.
Well, it's not unconstitutional to declare a state of emergency. What is being contested is the removal of the governor and all of those things. But that is on one hand. Another thing that it's not just Mr. Peter Obi that is getting the clapback. Even the Obidient movement seems to be getting the same clapback of cyberbullying and any statement that is not going in a particular direction. It will seem like no other person's comment matters if it doesn't align with that of the Obidient movement. How do you respond to that? Is that a fair way to look at it?
You see, these accusations, I find them very interesting. Now, let's bear in mind, what is the Obidient movement? Let's try and take that moniker apart, right? It is simply a collection of individuals who believe that a new Nigeria is possible. It's a bunch of individuals who believe that politics can be played differently, and we see an embodiment of these values in His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi, right? Now, not all of us are on Twitter, and this idea that anything that happens in the Twitter space is representative of all of the whole Obidient movement is just wrong. The large majority of Obedients are people like myself, businessmen, entrepreneurs, who just simply believe that the best hope we have is embodied in Mr. Obi, right? Now, there are some people who do say offensive things. And the truth is, His Excellency Peter Obi has always called for issue-based politics, not politics of religion, not politics of sentiment, not politics of tribe, not politics of insults. He himself has never insulted anybody. He has, if I come to the defense of some people that were being bullied online. So this idea that we are going to blame Peter Obi for anything that anybody on Twitter does is just flat out wrong.
Well, clearly, no one is blaming Mr. Peter Obi for a comment of anybody.
They are.
Oh, really?
Some individuals certainly are.
Perhaps maybe the expectation is as a leader of the Obidient, because the Obidient movement, the word Obidient drew its name from his surname. So perhaps the expectation is, look, you should be able to, correct these guys. And, one wonders whether or not that happens by the system, the leadership, such as yourself.
He has done that. He has done that in the past. He has said it repeatedly that we need to focus on the issues of Nigerians. And that should be the priority. We should focus on the fact that Nigerians are unemployed, the fact that people are hungry, the fact that people are struggling to meet their daily needs. There are families that are deciding whether they can eat egg on Monday or they have to wait till Friday, right? Those are the issues His Excellency would like us to talk about, and not these issues. He has come out again and again and said it is not about anything else apart from the issues. His passion is in Nigerians. Now, I don't know if they expect Peter Obi to give up his pursuit to revolutionize and change our country and start responding that anytime somebody says something wrong, he's like a school teacher with a cane running around flogging people on Twitter and say, don't say. That's not his job.
Well, anyway, I don't think, I'm even trying to picture that image in my head of some school teacher coming up, but I don't think that will
responding
happen.
to every tweet.
Something you said, that a bunch of people who believe that a new Nigeria is possible. Absolutely. So on the one hand, it will sound like anything that does not sound like what the Obidient movement wants. Without interrogating it, there is an attack on that statement. On the other hand, you said a new Nigeria is possible, and everybody believes that a new Nigeria is possible, including 100%. The people who are not members of the Obidient movement. But the question is how? So to take on that issue, on the one hand, if it doesn't sound like what the Obidient movement wants or members of the Obidient movement wants, it's clobbered down. How do you have, I'm pretty sure you heard that before. How do you respond to that one?
There's nothing wrong with debating issues. You see, when you say clobbered down, it's almost as if we're trying to close the conversation. I don't believe that's anybody's hope or desire. It's the same regardless of what political party that you support, right? If somebody proposes an idea that you do not align with, you speak up against it. That is the nature of democracy. There has to be a dialogue from both sides. And the Obedients sometimes are very vocal about it. They say, okay, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
I agree with you. There
are some elements that maybe shouldn't articulate themselves that way. But we get that across board. It's a huge movement. Remember, in the last election, we had over 6 million people vote for His Excellency. Well, that's what was declared for us anyway. We know it was more than that, right? Now, how many of those people do you think are on Twitter? Not many. So the Obidient movement is much broader than Twitter. Twitter just happens to be a very vocal area where discussions are happening. And if you look at the nature of Twitter itself as a social media, right, you will see that across different countries, it is known for, being a place of rancor. In America, in the UK, it is that kind of space. And that's okay to an extent, because sometimes things need to be said, right? But That doesn't take away from the fact that the Obidient movement is a large movement that is focused primarily on the well-being of Nigeria. His Excellency Peter Obi is focused on primarily the well-being of Nigeria, and that's why he believes in security, education, and creating jobs for Nigerians.
Well, you've also heard this spat between Mr. Peter Obi and Mr. Adeyanju. The back and forth that is making the rounds about that one. Accusation, counter-accusation, daring, here and there. What's your take on that?
I think Deji has spoken well of Peter Obi in the past, right? Because he recognized the value that he brings to Nigeria. Now, somewhere along the way, some individuals hurt Deji's feelings. And I understand that. Now, while his feelings...
Some individuals being members of the Obidient movement?
People on Twitter.
Okay.
Have hurt his feelings and said some things that hurt his feelings. His feelings are valid. But he really needs to put his big boy pants on and focus on the main issue of Nigerians. Just because individuals insulted you personally does not mean you then attack His Excellency Peter Obi, who is a bastion. He is a politician that stands above all the rest, and we all know it. So these false accusations, which rightfully, like any other citizen, His Excellency has a right to defend himself. He has a right to sue an individual who's defaming him and making not just insulting statements, but claims of bribery, of things that we all know to be wrong. I mean, look at the antecedents of the man. Here we have an individual who came to Nigerians and said, I want to be your president. And I know they give she. Now you're going to tell me that's the same person that went to go and be talking to Deji about money? Absolutely not. It's
but
impossible.
You do know that, Deji Adeyanju.
Yes.
You do know that before this guy will even make any statement, there will be one or two things that he will have up his sleeve. Do you think it is a battle the Obidient movement wants to face?
If he has anything up his sleeve, he would have taken it to the right channels. There's the EFCC, there's the ICPC, all of which are on Twitter. He can simply DM them with his evidence and have them do their investigation and arrest anybody who is found culpable. This isn't about crimes. This is a trial in the public space. Now, begs the question that what is motivating this change? Why is he so desperately trying to harm His Excellency, right? And I think it's because they're afraid. And they should be afraid. The greatest threat to the political system
who
in Nigeria...
Who is afraid now? Deji Adeyanju is afraid?
The existing order and anybody who supports it.
And you think Deji Adeyanju is working with the opposition to the Labour Party?
He is certainly working to the detriment of the one and only viable candidate that is giving us an alternative in Nigeria right now. He is working to, even if he's not under the APC banner, he's certainly working to their benefit and has promised to give his vote to them.
Well, it's his.
It is. He can give it to whoever he wants.
Quickly to the question of how that we spoke about the other time. One of the challenges I have seen in my practice is that to a large extent, many people speak without getting facts, without verifying facts. And the Obidient movement is no less. Sometimes there are some facts that you hear, someone just throws something and without verifying it, everyone goes after it. Yeah, I mean, it's not only the Obidient movement that does it, but, and you also said that the youth, we know the way they are and everything. It's not peculiar to this youth generation. The Awolowas, the Azikiwes, they were also quote-unquote rebels in their own time. Otherwise, we would not have the independence we had at the time that we had it. Now, but the question is that of verifying facts. Is there a system by the Obidient movement, the management of the Obidient movement, for voter education, political education for the people, so they speak with facts, with knowledge, and not just with sentiments?
That's fair. Now, there seems to be this mistake that anybody who believes in Obi and says anything now speaks on behalf of the Obidient movement. And that's just blatantly wrong. Do you understand? There are people who say whatever they want to say, articulate themselves without fact-finding. That does not mean that that is the stance and the belief of all Obedients. I'm standing here today, a firm believer in the Obidient movement, a firm believer in His Excellency Peter Obi. And you can check my Twitter, you can check my entire Twitter history. I've never at any point insulted anybody because I believe in what His Excellency says, which is let us focus on the issues that really matter.
Okay.
The issues that will make a difference in the lives of Nigerians. Because no matter how much we talk about what Deji said, what he did not say, people are hungry. Many went to bed hungry yesterday night. And that's not what is going to change it. Okay. It's what we do in the next election that might give us hope.
Okay, quickly, because we're out of time. What party does the Obidient movement belong to?
We are firm believers in His Excellency Peter Gregory Obi being the best candidate for the presidency of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay.
Right.
So what party does your principal belong to?
Right now he's in the Labour Party.
Not the ADC?
We are working with the ADC.
Okay. Clearly you're sounding like a politician yourself, but I'll leave that.
Very crucial. And people that talk about you are mainly people that are afraid you will make it. Because they believe you are really exceptional. Because if they don't believe you're exceptional, they won't be worried about you. Just ignore things you think are not important. But if the thing is important, you stop at it and either attack it or praise it.
Hello, Nigerians. You see this Deji up here? You see this guy up here? This is one of the people who want Nigeria to continue in hunger, backwardness, suffering, terrorism, and everything bad that has been going on in Nigeria. You know, one of the things that makes me to support P2B is because I understand that if we want good governance in Nigeria, money is not supposed to be on the table. We as humans have to start thinking, and to make a change, we don't need anybody to give us money. It is rather you collect money today and sell your soul, your conscience, your future, your children's future, or you sell money and you think about the future of your children, your great-grandchildren, and your future. This Deji is one of the Yoruba men out there who don't know where they belong to, who are completely confused. Today you will see them, they will come out, they will tell you Tinubu. Tomorrow you see them, they will tell you Atiku. Tomorrow, next tomorrow you see them, they will tell you Showore. They are not stable. They know 100% that Tinubu is a disaster, but they will still stand behind him and support him because he gave them money. These are one of the reasons that I voluntarily said that I'm coming home very soon with my own cash. I'm coming home to campaign for Tinubu, for P2B. If Tinubu is giving money, P2B, we the Obidient movement, if P2B is buying vote, who will buy vote? If they are following corruption to win election, we will join that same corruption to make sure that we free our land and free our children's children. This Deji can never confuse us. It can never take us backward. You know, when you see them, you think that they want to make change in the nation, but at the end, they will start to lie and they will come out to portray things that doesn't happen, that they happen. We all know that P2B don't give shish. P2B don't know me, I don't know him. He has never given me 1 cent before. The reason why I voluntarily will spend my money to campaign for P2B is because I want change. And I want a good change. I want an Africa where we will start to from consumption to production, where we will be thinking about our children's future, not an Africa that will be borrowing to share, and we don't think about tomorrow. The concussion that these politicians are concurring today is going to eat all of us up. And it's already on the ground. It's already chasing us. Deji, you better remove the hand of monkey in the pot of the soup before it turns to human hand. You better change your ways and know how you talk to our own person, P2B. P2B is not somebody that will give you money in any condition. P2B can assist you if you have any foundation that you want to support youths. But don't tell me that P2B will give you bribe. It is not possible. Our principal don't give bribe. Instead, he wants to change. He is the one that makes us taste to have change in Africa. We who live abroad, we have a campaign. We are organizing ourselves. We are coming home to campaign for P2B with our own money. If you don't know it, you know it. We will organize our ass. Let us know how much Tinubu have. We will organize our ass. We will come back to Nigeria and we will use our money. If Tinubu is buying vote, we too, the obedient, living abroad, we will buy votes. And we will make sure that competence is in the land. We will make sure that Nigeria will be working for Nigerians. We will make sure that this corruption must stop. We will make sure that this insecurity must stop. Thank you.
ụmụnne m ekene m unu. O nwere ife ya abụọ bịa na-eme na be anyị. Ị na-ajụzi sị, anya na-agbago agbago ka anya na-agbada agbada. During the time of Peter Obi, n'unu gụọ Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia gbasara ya na ịbịa n'ihe gbasara mgbe ọ bụ gọvanọ Anambra steeti ihe gbasara akwụkwọ ọ banyere n'ọfụma ihe gbasara health sector ọ banyere n'ọfụma Peter Obi cha ihe niile ọchị ma ụzọ ọ lụrụ lụsasịala ituo Obianọ banye bidokwa ebe ọ kwụsị continuation ka Obianọ balụ kedu ihe o mere Obianọ lụkwa ụzọ maka na ụzọ abụọsị ife ọfụ na Anambra steeti Obianọ banye lụọ ụzọ lụsịa ụzọ under apụga maka na the slogan bụ nke anyị bụ nke anyị Obianọ ma anyị nwee airport anya na ụdị onye ojii ọdịa mee mkpọtụ Obianọ mee conference center kịta na fe eje onye ọbụla na-agbazi eje kịta eje eme meeting kọrọ lụrụ ya Obianọ lụrụ ya na-enweghị nsogbu ọbụla mgbe Peter Obi chelu anya nụrụbero na Peter Obi pụtalụ parịba Obianọ ma ọ na mgbe Obianọ litulu ma mgbe ọ na-achị anya nụnụlụ ebe ọ pụta kpalia Peter Obi ha wee chichasịa nnọọ na-enweghị nsogbu ọbụla the next government wee bata ọ bụrụzia na the relevancy of this government the present government anyị nwere bụ iwe okwu ọhịa anyị na-afụzi mana enwe cases dị at hand cases a na-eweta reports a na-eweta gbasara insecurity ọ dị ka fish magnet ọnwụ this guy dị so painful ọkwa na onye o mere ga-ama onye ọ na-emere amarọ now anyị na-ekwu okwu kedu ka a ga-esi nwee strong security ọ bụ na ihe the present government na-alụ bụ ịchọ iwu okwu ya bụ fa na-ewu yes na o nwere ihe gọvanọ asị na gọvanọ okwu na ọ sị na Peter Obi na-asị na ọ ya asị second term first term na first term afọ o ji bụrụ na na-ayachi ya ife n'isi nke wajime just look at ụdị akụkọ a na-anụ ọ bụrụ ụdị akụkọ anyị mere respect at this point na onye ka anyị ga na-anụ ihe anyị mere respect ya na ihe anyị kwe anyị na nkwa na a ga-eji anyị na-abụfu ya ọnya kwesịrị bụ our expectation. Kedu ihe a ga-eme ka enwee tight security na Anambra? Kedu ihe a ga-eme onye na-aga n'abalị ka egwutudebe ya? Kedu ihe a ga-eme onye na-aga n'ehihie ka egwutudebe ya na Anambra? Kedu ihe a ga-eme ka ụmụnne anyị ndị a na-anụgasị news gbasara Anambra kedu ihe a ga-eme ka such news ka o merebe exist? Kedu ihe a ga-eme ka obodo ọbụla ịbata na Anambra steeti ka enwe ihe a na-akpọ peace and harmony, ka yarịzi enwe ihe a na-akpọ panic? Maka na ihe na-atụ ndị be anyị egwu ịbata bụ onye kpọọ m na fon ọ na-agwa m na ọ nụkwara ihe mebe dị otu a na ọ nụkwara ihe mebe dị otu a ama nzi ezo maka na eziokwu ka ọ bụ adịkpu afọ ime aka. Ihe a bụ ihe anyị na-eme expect maka na o doo m anya na-apụga nke anyị bụ nke anyị a kpọrọ ya na ọ kwesịrị ịbịa buluo ya n'isi. Ọ bụ apụga a ga-eji na-agbasa ga ọ bụ apụga a ga-eji mee ihe ga-ebenefit ndị Anambra, mee ihe Anambra ga-abụ ha fụ asị n'ezie na-eri apụga ji bido wee rukwa taa na ha ka na-eme ihe eji marafa, mana ọ dịkazi alapụzi ya je na-eme ife ọzọ. Anyị na-akwụ taasị ọtaasị ka anyị ada akwụ. Kedu ihe Anambra ada akwụ na taasị kịta? Almost na nke eweta ikpeazụ adịkọta 3,000 plus eso m akwụnya bụ taasị. So many things a na-atụ aka na ya. Ndị na-akwụ taasị dịka ndị mgbuke nwere ụzọ, ndị mgbuke nwere ụzọ ma ncha aitigo m mkpu ya tie mkpe ka m eti mkpu ya. So many things a na-ekwu okwu ya site ibezie ya ọnụ ka anyị mara ihe anyị mee ka Anambra dị more safer. Ma ndị na-abata ma ụmụnne anyị n'obodo oyibo chọrọ nnata ọnya ka anyị na-ayọ. Ọ bụrụ onye pụta onye akọtọ nwanne ya o ji bụrụ akpụrụ Peter Obi n'ọnụ every blessed day. Peter Obi ka akpụsị n'ọnụ. Ọ Peter Obi bụ the bone of content, mana e nwere issues anyị nwere ekwesịghị takụlụ na-abụrụ Peter Obi, maka na onye lee na aligo o nwere ihe emegide na akwatuo Peter Obi kama Peter Obi akwatuo ga-akwatuo. O nwere ebe mmadụ na-ekwesịrị anya anyị dị. Enwekwara ndị anyị na-enejele anya enwe some reputation si ya bụ anya efu anya si yes na this person na ga-ehomi onye dị otu a maka omume ọ na-eme nwa omume ya bụ anya ifasị mba na onye adịrọ m homi. Anambra kwesịrị ịbụ a home, best home so far. Mana ama nnụsị na-enwe beautiful things na Anambra, mana egwu na-atụ ụmụnne anyị ịbata ya. Ekwuo ya ọ dịka mgbe na-ayọ the present government ha mara ihe ha kwesịrị ime ha mepee ya. ha mara ya kwesịrị ịlụ ha lụbịa ọ bụrụ onye kwuo ya ife funali ya ịmara ihe unu kwesịrị ime ka Anambra dị mma bidozie unu mebịa lapụnụ aka ọnụ akọrọ ọnụ lapụnụ iwe okwu lapụnụ onye kwuo asị na ya amụ ihe mee ka akpụrụ ya ọ ịkpụrụzi onye afụ na-ekwu ya ihe aha mezi onye agha ji maka ihe ekwu okwu ka ihe emeziri ya ikpụrụsi anya bụ onye ihe agha na-ebekwa ka ya na-ebe maka na ihe okwu bụ onye nụ ihe okwu ome gịnị ọ mara ife afọ ya bụ onye na-ekwu ejeti ya n'ọrụ eti ya n'ọrụ mee ihe anyị kwesịrị ime ude adị ude wee chizia ọgwụsịkwa akọrọ n'ọnụ nso onye nwee ntị ya mee gịnị ya nụrụ ụmụnne m daalụnụ.
You have seen it for yourself. These are Nigerians trying to tell Deji, see, obedience. People are saying obedience are bad. Obedience. These are people trying to defend the right for us to have a better life in Nigeria. These are people who are tired of the system. These are people who have waited all this while to see if Nigeria will get better. But see what we are having. The system is failing Nigerians. You know? And these politicians don't care. You must have heard Ojope talking about the woman who had twins bite inside her stomach because she couldn't get medical care. You must have heard about the lady whom struck and she was amputated. From there, she went to eternity. You must have also heard about the lady from Akwa Ibom State whose sister died alongside the baby in her womb because there was no doctor to attend to her. And instead of these politicians to see that obedience are actually making the government of the day to sit up, they see obedience as an enemy. These are people who have been pushed to the wall. When we say pushed to the wall, you know what it means to be a Nigerian youth. You don't know where the next meal is coming from. Some of these people grew up without parents. You can imagine how many people Boko Haram and the rest have died in Nigeria. They are fatherless, they are motherless. And some of them grow up through this harsh situation. And then when you grow up, you now meet the worst of the worst. No good job, no skill, no... You know what that means. That's why many of them are taken to criminality, especially in the north. And in the south, the EFCC will be telling us it's fighting Yahoo boys. Don't you know how to address the problem of Yahoo boys? Fix the government, skill the youths up, find them job. People will not prefer to go into criminality. There are many people who never thought they would sit down to use computer and be scamming others because they know that they can fight their way through. But behold, there is no, there is no friendly environment. See, there are no lights. Many Nigerians are supposed to be on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, making videos through affiliate marketing and other sources, making money. But people are even scared to start. Where do you get the data when the price has been hiked? Where do you get the light? Where do you see the electricity when you can't afford solar, to install solar? And all that. These are some of the things that India did for its people to alleviate poverty. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. And when Obedience start shouting, they see them as enemies. Obedience should come and praise. That's why they are in the opposition. You just have to appreciate the Obedient group because they are helping Nigeria. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. Thank you.